What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTubers? Good day. I think this is the first video of the new year, and I'm already going to be critical of somebody. Hey, what else is new, right? I talk from a day trader's perspective, obviously, right? I think most stocks are worthless. Long-term investing, I'm not a fan. I don't like swing trading. I don't like doing much of anything except being in control of my finances. And the only way you can be in control of your finances is be sitting in a CD at 5.5% cash and day trading volume weighted average price setups. And that's where I'm at. So at the end of 2023, what do you hear? You hear a lot of predictions for 2024. And then 2024 has started. And what do you hear? You hear people talking about how to prepare for 2024, what we're going to do differently in 2024, what we should expect in 2024. And the bottom line is nothing. Nothing changes. The year's different. The trade's exactly the same. And so far, if you've been trading these last couple of days, it doesn't matter that the market's going down. You're still doing the same exact trade, looking for VWAP reversals. So if today was your first day here and you're looking to see what a 1-minute multi-day VWAP earnings reversal looks like, the trade that I say works every time. What's up, SEC? What's up, FINRA? What's up, governing bodies of the stock market? Yes, I'm saying this out loud. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to make money on these trades, but every time one shows up, especially the ones that I'm finding, the trade works every single time. Yes, I'll say it again. It works every single time it shows up. And sometimes they're better than others. Sometimes they're very small wins that have to be taken because then they turn into losses. That's why we call ourselves active traders. So let's talk about this WBA trade. First earnings play of the year. Stock comes in. I wake up at around 7:15 in the morning. The stock was up about, the stock was at 26.20, 26.30. Okay, cool. I'm watching it. Next thing you know, it's breaking that fancy blue line. The blue line is the VWAP. That's your first sign that the stock's going to go down. So what do? You short it because you're understanding that stocks that are up, that have reported earnings, somebody's probably out there looking to take profit, especially in the market that we're in the last couple of days. Now, again, that's your default. Your default is I'm going to short stocks that are up, that have reported earnings, because you're anticipating some sellers to come in. Anticipating. What's that movie from De Niro? Enthusiasms. You're enthusiastic about shorting stocks that are gapped up. Are you going to short it just because it's gapped up? No, because sometimes you get the gap and the go. Sometimes you get the pullback, the dip and the rip. But sometimes you break VWAP. And then if there's a prior day VWAP, otherwise known as multiple day VWAP, today it's the 1 day. Sorry, it's the 2 day I'm looking at. Let me show you the 1 day. I'm just scrolling through some data. I'm looking at the 1 minute. So there's the 1 minute, there's the 1 day, and there's your reversal. So as a stock is breaking through the 1 minute, that's your first reason to short it. Your stops are the candles above there, your pre-market highs, the two peaks that it spiked up to earlier. That's how you define your risk. Then it breaks down, starts to roll over to the prior day VWAP. That's where you take some profit because sometimes that shows support right there. This time it went right through it. We covered it, and then it starts to rally, and then I covered the rest right here, and the trade was over. Yeah, I missed a nice little rollover, a second rollover, but again, make a day's pay, go away. That's why every day is exactly the same. Every day is exactly the same. It doesn't matter the year, the day, the month, or what universe you're in. Every day is the same day, exactly the same day, over and over again. It actually becomes monotonous and redundant and almost psychotic. You guys seen the movie Groundhog Day? First, he's bewildered. Hey, wait a minute. Haven't I lived this day before? And then he starts to understand that he could take advantage of that situation. I could take advantage of the situation. I am a god. And then he realizes he's trapped, living the same day over and over again. And then he wants to off himself, right? And then he comes to grips with it, and he just wants to try to live his best life in that same day over and over again. And then finally, he comes out of it. I'll take this day over and over again. It's psychotic for me because it's 20 years later and I'm doing the same thing over and over again. That's why I have to run chat rooms. I have to do videos because I'd be living the Groundhog Day by myself, and I'd probably be a little bit more insane because I'm just hanging on by a thread right now. sitting in front of computers for 30 years, it'll break you. I'm a broken man. But you know what? My dementia and all the psychotic stuff going on in my head, and I bestowed that knowledge upon people, show them how wonderful this trade is and how you can be in control of your finances and finally make money as a trader. That's my salvation. That is where I live. This is my purgatory, maybe. It's not heaven, it's not hell, somewhere in the middle. And I'm okay with it. Just like Bill Murray, accept it where you are, and this is my life. And this is my life, and I like it. I'm a weird, reclusive, bald guy that, gets anxious to leave the house now, and I do. It's weird. I used to love going out. Now I get like stomach aches and I break out in a sweat. I need to take some Xanax. COVID fucking changed me, man. I was getting a little reclusive before. Now it's all right. It's all right. But I do have a lot of extra clothing because if you haven't noticed, I maybe change once, twice a week. I do change my undershirt every once in a while, but I'll usually wear the same sweatshirt for like 5 days. My wife's always wondering, how come there's never any clothes of yours in the wash? Where am I going? I still have clothes with tags on it, still in plastics from like last Christmas. So, yeah, but whatever. What's fun about this is then it is the same day every day, and you are in control. That's my favorite part. And again, it's fun to ridicule. It's fun to pick on people that claim to know what they're doing, right? And I'm always ready for a challenge. And by the way, StockTwits started a challenge, and it's impossible. It's impossible. They need you to trade on their platform. There's a very limited amount of stocks. It's really not day trading. I don't know how they're factoring in if you're the winner or the loser. I mean, if you buy 10 shares of a 50-cent stock and it goes to $5, you've made yourself, $20, but you'd be the winner of the contest because of the percentage gain. So I'm not sure how they're calculating it. So I'm not even bothering. I put money in the account. I was going to join in the contest. I need to learn a little bit more what the parameters are because I always like a contest. But speaking of contests, I've been challenging people on YouTube now for over a decade. And I've offered 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. I'm up to $1 million now. Nobody's going to challenge me to a day trading contest. First of all, I'll win. And I don't want their money. I just want their subscribers. I want to open people's eyes to how they've been duped, probably. I want to open people's eyes to what real traders do, because that's why every day is the same day to us. Once you know what you're doing, right, then you know what you're doing. You're not going to unlearn what you know, right? You're just going to get better at it. And that's why we do what we do here at my website. It's me. And, again, we're looking at ourselves as the Roman Empire now, which I kind of like. And I'm the emperor, of course. And then we have the senators, and the senators have their little families and their factions. So I've got my buddy Solid. I got my buddy Sleon. And I teach what I teach, which is the basics. And then, I know pretty much everything you need to know. I'm not saying I know everything, and I'm not the smartest guy. I don't know what an income statement from a financial statement or a 10Q or a 10K or what the hell EBITDA even means. EBITDA. That's all, folks. I have no idea what it means. Who cares? That's the point. It's taken me 30 years to not give a shit about any of that stuff. But you learn what I learn, you get to learn what Solid knows, and what my buddy Sleon knows. We call them the senators, Senator Sleon, Senator Solid, and then we just come back every day and do the same thing over again. So, and what I love about what we do is make a day's pay and go away. Make a day's pay and go away has been one of my mantras right from the beginning. Made days pay. So made days pay, the origins of the story, and I'll leave you with this because I got to get back to the chat room. Made days pay comes from just what you think it is. Made days pay, go away, right? You want to make a day's pay and just shut the computer. Where it originally came from was when SOS, and again, if you know how old I am, SOS and SelectNet. SOS was the small order execution system where we started to trade. That's why electronic trading and streaming got started. We had finally access to level 2. And then you had something called SelectNet. SelectNet was part of the level 2, where you could use SOS and SelectNet to send your orders directly to the market makers. Usually back in the day, you had the market makers, instead of having EdgeX and Arca and BATS and all those ECNs, you actually had real market makers, and you could follow along with the market maker. So if you knew a market maker was very bullish on a stock that day, and you got a feel for him jumping up to the high bid, you'd SOS in, and then you'd SelectNet out. And there was a lot of glitches in the system, right? A lot of glitches, a lot of mistakes, eighths, quarters, 3/8. People were sending orders, erroneous orders, and you'd quite often get printed out of the money. So if you got printed out of the money, so let's say you owned a stock at 201 and you offered it out at 207, and somebody thought that 1 was a 7 and they printed you at the 7, you had 6 extra points in your account. Whoa. Oh shit. So you just sold something 6 points above the market. And then they would call you, the market maker who did the erroneous trade, who thought that 1 was a 7 because he was looking too quickly and just hit the button. They would call us. Yeah, how you doing? I did a trade on Cisco. Yeah, I'm 7 points out of the money. Could you break that trade? Oh, hold on a second. And then I'd just come back with a different voice. Yeah, hello? Yeah, there's a sticker on the trader's desk. It said made days pay. Yeah, gotta go. And we'd hang up until they started filing complaints against us, because there were so many glitches, and we would just start to trade the glitches until they gave the market makers, again, when the little guy gets an advantage for the first time in the history of trading, they shut that down. We milked it for all we could. We started sending bad orders just to see if they would get printed, and you'd get printed. And the market maker would call you and start cursing at you and telling you he wanted to fight you. It was hilarious. And then finally they petitioned the SEC and all the governing bodies. And next thing you know, you had to wait a half an hour. So they had a half an hour to call to break the trade. And we had to break the trade if they called within the half an hour. So we basically, my original firm, we were like the Wilt Chamberlain of trading. We were doing something so well that they stopped us from doing it. And by the way, when they changed from fractions to decimals, that wasn't to help us. That was the story. It was because they were building algorithms and high frequency trading back in 1995, 96, and it works a lot better when you're trading in fractions. And by the way, I just left $1,000 on the table while we're sitting here on this WBA short. And that's why these trades are awesome. And that's why you can revisit these trades. So I was in the original rollover, right? And then it came back to test the multi-day, and that's where I'm getting stopped out of whatever I had left at 75, and I was happy with that. But you know what I could have done? On this rollover right there, I could have shorted again at the 50 using the 75 and the 90 as my out and made myself another point on the same trade. So while we're sitting here, this trade's actually working, plus the Omega man is ripping back and forth. So I've done 2 trades today, WBA short and Omega, right? And made days pay go away. I could just shut the computer off now and just call it a day, but I can't wait to see what happens today. Finally, some selling, very exciting. And I hope it continues. I hope to see UVXY 1250 and the whole fucking market gives back 20% in the first 3 weeks. If I see SOX L at $20 after this thing ran from again, I love semis this year. I mean, I still love them. I love them last year. I love them this year. I love them. That's one of the first stocks I ever started trading. The SOX and all the chip companies. The index went up 100% last year. So you give me a chance to buy it back at 20, low 20s. Let's go. So again, how do you think we found so many good winners in 2023? We needed a sell-off. You needed Carvana to crash from 500 to 5 to get involved. Right? You need stocks to go down, AAOI, CDLX, obviously, the whole list. And right now I'm debating whether just to cut the rest free. This path trade, it's been a month I've owned this thing. And what have I got to show for it? 0. But trading it over this last month, we've done very well with it. But the original lot, I bought at 23 and 23.35. And now the stock's at 22.50. Oh, great. Swing trading's awesome. See, And again, as much as I love Rambus and I think the stock is going to 120 and I'm willing to wait a couple of years, who cares? I just want to make money. I want to see the money and I want to buy stuff with the money. Waiting 2.5 years to get paid 100% on Rambus, yeah, that's what investing's at. That's what investing's all about. So I'll see you in 2 years and hopefully Rambus is at 120. Because if it's at 122 years from now, you know what? That's a really good investment, 100% in 2 years. But you know what? I'd rather try to find a double and a triple like my boy Slion finds every day trading QQQ daily options. I'd rather be looking for, trades in the middle of the day with my buddy Solid and make my 15, 20% in the middle of the day, just skipping along, having a good time. All right. I'll see you in the chat room. And my Raging Bullers, I'm coming for you next. I'm going to round everybody up on the internet. That's my goal this year. Get my internet presence back to where it should be, back to when I was more or less the only one on YouTube. So I guess no one's ever going to take my challenge because the challenge would never be accepted. Again, my challenge is if anybody would like to try to outtrade me, I would put my money up. We'll do it over any extended period of time, day trading only. I don't give a shit about your small cap manipulated stocks that you and your buddies could buy and, try to win a contest with. I'm talking about over an extended period of time, trading, see who makes the most money. That's it. Or even the better ideas. I don't even care about the money, really. Let's see if you could out idea me. Nobody could out idea me. And again, I'm willing to put up money. And all I want from you is you to shut the fuck up. Shut up. You don't know anything. Stop pitching biotech stocks after up 300% like you know what the company does. Chill. Most of these YouTubers have zero clue what they're talking about. They see a hot stock and they start chirping about it just to get more views. You're getting led to the slaughter. All right. So again, come and take the Kenny Glick challenge. I'll put up my money, outtrade you, and then you shut your channel down, swear your allegiance to the emperor, and maybe I'll even let you be a senator one day. Probably not. You're going to be our slave, but step up. 2024. Come on. Let's go. Same story, same challenge, same day over and over again. All right. And to all you furus out there and fake gurus and people that are steering down the wrong roads and fake products, from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself. See ya.